Hello, Hocus here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play series. This is episode 7, and if you were with me for the last one, you will immediately recognize our current location. Yes, that's right, this is the storage system that we began building in the last episode, and we've done a slight amount of work on it in between episodes, and mainly that is just adding a few more item frames in, organizing a few materials here and there, and generally just cleaning the area up. So, today's episode is going to begin by us covering something and basically improving on it. Something that we did last episode, and that was the Piglin bartering system that we looked at. So I set up a rickety little system that was supposed to automatically allow us to barter with the Piglins. It didn't work out too well. I admit that. It was quite shoddy work. So I think what we're going to do right now is, as I say, kick this episode off by bringing a piglin. I always say that word wrong. A piglin. We're going to bring a piglin into the overworld and attempt to set up that system in a little bit more of a concise and smooth way. Seems as though the easiest way to get these guys through the portal is actually by using gold to bait them towards it. It doesn't appear as though they can hop in boats, which I was kind of, surprised about. But there he goes through the portal, and we're going to follow him. He doesn't look like he's very happy about this. He does not look very happy at all. Interesting. So I guess if you bring a piglin to the overworld, it actually converts into a zombie pigman. Something I wasn't aware of. Now that guy isn't going to be of any use to us, so perhaps we're just going to have to build this thing in the nether, which I didn't really want to do. I kind of wanted to have this in the overworld, but I wasn't aware that that was a feature of a piglin, that if it comes into the overworld, it converts. Anyway, let me quickly finish up the intro, because I was about to tell you guys that in this episode today, the main bulk of it will be, in fact, building a better cow farm. So we're going to try to convert this mess into something a bit more usable. Ooh, what a nightmare this was to get built. I was under the impression that if I was to fire a gold ingot into this space here and replace the slab with a glass block, that the piglin would be able to pick the gold ingot up through the block as long as it was right in the corner there, but that doesn't seem to work. And I'm pretty sure I saw that in a video on YouTube somewhere, but couldn't find the video again. So maybe they've patched that out already? Who knows? Who cares anyway, because I think this is possibly an original design. I couldn't see anything like it, as I say. And I'm pretty sure it works 100% of the time. So down here we've got a chest, which is being fed by a hopper that the piglin is stood on. Now, we don't want to be interrupted by a ghast. That would be disastrous right now. And he has to be stood, I believe, on this trapdoor. Otherwise, he isn't able to access the gold. So let's try and kick this machine off. Can you grab that? Yep, he can. Perfect. And then another one will be shot down in its place. So once he has taken a look at the gold, he will chuck his trade into the hopper beneath him, and he'll repeatedly do this. There's some boots with soul speed 2. Okay, this is something we might look at also. We could probably do that right now, actually. We've got some soul sand and the soul speed boots. So this is a new enchantment that has been added into the game in the nether update. If we chuck these boots on, you'll see that I'm able to run at extortionate speeds over soul sand, which might well have some really practical uses in the game now. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. And you do get a very nice amount of speed. I might have a little bit more of a play with that towards the end of the episode. Anyway, over here our piglin is still going, so you can see that our chest is slowly filling up with goods. And this should just continue to tick over until we actually run out of items there in the dropper. Oh, but look at that. It actually looks like the soul speed enchantment uses durability as it's used, which is an interesting feature. But yeah, I don't think there's any more to it. You guys could probably build this just by looking at it. There's a piece of redstone behind the pressure plate here. That leads into a block with a torch on top. That will tell the dropper to dispense a new item. And it's fairly cheap, right? Fairly cheap. Okay, and after around, possibly, I think, as a prediction, it was around 3/4 of a stack of gold ingots. This is what we managed to achieve. And if you guys take a look here, we actually got 2 Soul Speed 1 books and a Soul Speed 2 book, as well as a Soul Speed 2 pair of iron boots. a bunch of leather, which is kind of ironic, right? Because we're going to be building a cow farm today for leather. And it almost seems like this would actually be a better way to farm leather than using cows. Although, of course, this does come with the gold cost, the input cost to actually get these items back. But as you can see, quite a nice, well-rounded group of items. There are also some iron nuggets, which I don't think we were able to attain last time. But yeah, not too bad, right? Not too bad for a simple little design that doesn't use many materials at all. Now for the bulk of the episode, which, as I have mentioned, is going to be us building a cow farm, and we're going to be locating it down in the ravine base here. But before we go ahead and build anything, I do want it to be down here on the lower level. I think we should conform a floor level just as we did at the top there. And I've already pre-planned that 15 is where that's going to be. So we're just going to lay down any blocks that we require to bring the floor level up to 15 at a minimum in this ravine area here. The ground level of the ravine is finally all uniform. And if I bring up my F3 screen here, you can clearly see that we are on Y15. So as long as we don't go any lower than this point throughout the ravine, we should be okay. But towards the end of the build here, I do want to have everything at the same level, which we will complete over time. Anyway, I've been mapping out down here the basis for our cow farm. Now I've got a 21 by 21 area. I haven't planned this out much at all, so 21 by 21 is kind of just a random amount of space that I think will work out. But what I'm going to do is just hollow it all out, dig out a nice big area for us to work in, and we will see where we can take it. Sweet. We must have a slime chunk somewhere around the base here, which means two things. A, we're going to be annoyed by this squelching sound for eternity. Squelch, 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 slap, split. Yeah, it's not great, is it? But B, that also means that we can create a farm, which is something I'll definitely do at some point. Only 2 slime balls and I've got looting 3. Or, oh, I've only got looting 2. Okay, my bad. I was about to go crazy. Anyway, digging task is complete and it was so fun. So fun. And what we've got here is a 21 by 21 area. It's somewhere around 11, 12, 13, 14 blocks tall. But this ground layer here will be converted to grass. This is where we'll come down to slay the cows. But before we do begin work on any sort of, parts to the farm, and I know I said earlier that I don't have any plans for this farm. You guys know that when I say that, I don't actually mean it right. What I mean is that I haven't ironed out the finer points to the farm. So I've got the mechanism figured out. I just haven't ironed out the details, the finer details. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin with a little mural. Now it's going to be 9 wide. So that's 1, 2, we want to go out 4 each way. So that's the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we'll go out like that and up so we can begin the ascent. And this is going to be, again, I say again, maybe I haven't done this in the past, but there's something, or you guys know, right? You guys know that I really idolize Etho's lab. He's like the guy I aim to be, the guy I aspire to be like. But he has this thing in his world where in his cow farm, he has this huge pixel art cow face. I kind of want to recreate that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that right here. And this is going to be the border for it. So it's going to be a 9 by 9 pixel art. So that'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we'll have to go up one more, which I possibly will just come out like this. And then we can kind of block across like so. And before someone in the comments comes at me with the whole spiel about, you should carve out your own journey when doing things. You shouldn't try to be like somebody else because then you're just copying them. I know, guys, I know. And I try not to, but there are some things that he's done which are just undeniably great and we must copy them, such as the cow mural in his cow farm. And of course, it doesn't hurt to copy people who are successful. They've obviously got the recipe to success right, so should take some inspiration from that at least. We're going to begin up in the top corner here with a bit of dark oak log action. It's going to be the main part of the cow face, and it just suddenly got really dark. Let's light this up. Okay, so we'll begin like so. Oink oink. The cow mural is complete. And it looks over the cow farm. It's going to be super cool. I'm already pretty impressed by the way this is going. We've got some dirt going down in the corner as well. I'm going to expand that very soon. Just because this ground layer here where the cows are going to live until they're slaughtered is of course going to be grass. And probably a combination of other green blocks. I might throw in some carpet so that we can hide some lighting. Haven't really planned that out just yet though, but I'm going to continue with that in just a moment. The cow face may look a little bit strange, and the reason for that is because I've adapted it to a 9x9. I think generally you do an 8x8 for mob faces, but I've adapted it for a 9x9, so I kind of had to make some decisions on whether or not to increase the size of the eye, which I didn't. I left them the same. I did increase the size of the mouth and also the size of this gray portion on the forehead there, but everything else should be pretty much similar to the 8x8, and then of course I just added some lighting into the border. And all in all, I'm pretty impressed, as I say. I like it. I do like it very much, but we may also consider moving it up slightly as well. I don't know if it will say, if it will stay, pronounce your T's, Hocus, come on. I don't know if it will stay in that position. It may increase in height depending on where I decide to put the breeding cells, because we're going to have some breeding cells up on, I don't know which layer, maybe up there in line with the floor. Let's just quickly take a look upstairs. So this is the ravine floor, of course. We may put the cells in line with the floor so that we can simply just walk out into them and then begin breeding. But I'll figure that out in due course. For now, though, we're going to just lay down this dirt floor, get some grass in there so that the grass can grow, and then we'll figure out the complexities of the build. We've laid down a fine lawn for the cows to live on. It's still in the growth period, but I'm sure they're going to love it. I'm sure grazing in the depths of this cave is going to be just as comfortable as grazing in the sun above ground. I mean, at the end of the day, who cares? We're going to slaughter them. Their lives won't be too long anyway. And, you know, talking about Minecraft cows, so don't get upset. Anyway, let's build some of those cells that we're going to breed them in. And I've got a plan for how this farm is going to work. And it uses a small mechanic in the game, which is very simple. So let's see where we're going to go here. 1, 2, 3. I think we're going to begin here. And the mechanic is the idea that baby cows are actually a bit smaller than a regular sized cow. So you can fit them in gaps that you would otherwise not be able to fit a cow in. And we're going to exploit that fact here. So I think what we'll do is we'll just take this cell all the way along. It's going to be 3 wide. Yep, that is correct. I'm going to make use of some walls here as well. I don't often do that, but there is a new feature of walls I'll quickly show you guys. You line them up like so and place some more on top. Let's expand it a little bit so you can see clearly. We no longer have the pillars in between. So they actually resemble a real wall now, which is really cool, right? So you can actually make some good looking walls with the wall block, which was kind of impossible before this, unless it was 1 high, of course. Anyway, that is a side note. Let's get back to the build here. We're going to expand all the way across. I may add a little bit of extra detail to this as we go, but for now we'll keep it simple. And then on the other side, we'll go back into another one of these blocks. And I want these stripped. I really like the look of the stripped spruce. It looks really nice, right? I hope you guys agree. And then in the corners, we'll actually go up by 1 and maybe something like that for now. We'll expand on that possibly. Okay, so we'll strip that and then we will come back with some more slabs. So slab into... Is this going to be another slab? Yep, it is. And then we'll, of course, have... Oh no! Back in business, we will go with spruce in the corner, and then we'll come up again, like so. And I want to strip that guy as well, of course. And I think for now, I'm just going to leave this wall side undesigned, because this will have a design eventually that we'll need to incorporate into the cell design. So it's going to get complicated. Probably not something we'll do on camera. It might take a while. Anyway, in between all of this mess, we are going to have some trapdoors, and I want to place them on that side, I think, so they open. Yeah, that should work. That should work. We'll have trapdoors that go all of the way across the cell. With the trapdoors in place, next up is the stone brick walls, and we're just simply going to lay these across so that the cows cannot escape their fate of being trapped in this battery farm for the rest of their lives. Again, talking about Minecraft cows, don't get upset. Don't report me to PETA. Don't get upset. And we're going to leave this side open in the middle so that we can actually get our cows in here. And that's going to be the next step. So once we have the cows in here, we've got two options, right? We can open the trapdoors. And then whenever we breed the cows, the babies will actually be able to drop through. So they'll drop down into the floor area there. And then, of course, once they grow up, we can go down there and chop them up. Get their steak, get their leather, get everything we need from them. Or we can otherwise come through and close all of the trapdoors. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Hocus, why did you do this? Why did you make it 3 wide? You could have had a single line of trapdoors, controlled it all by redstone. And I know I could have, but we're going to stick to the manual life for now. Maybe in the future we can reduce it to one block wide. I thought 3 blocks wide would look better though, because this whole middle section is going to be open. So we'll have a nice big cell on the left, a nice big cell on the right, and then through the middle you can see our nice cow mural. And then where was I? Sidetracked. Oh yes, so when the trapdoors are closed, you can breed the cows and the babies will stay in the cell and grow to be full-size cows, of course. And that means that every time we do a breeding session, we will get more babies in the area below. So I think the next step is to probably bring a couple cows down here. That may make the design process a little bit more tough, but I think I can work around them. Oh dear, this could be a big risk for the cow. So, water block at the bottom of the fall, and cow must take the plunge. Come on. Over here. That's it. Don't worry. Just stand still. You'll be fine. Oh. Oh, Lord. He's using the ladder. No. Cow. That is not right. You fall in this gap, please. Go on. There you go. Yes. He did it. Okay. Now, number 2. You follow him. Look, he's fine. You'll be with him again shortly. Awesome. Yes. Oh, wait. Before we go down there, let us grab the boat, because that is the next mode of transport for these guys, I believe. They should be down. Wait, where did the other guy go? Please don't tell me he's on the other side. No. We don't go that way. We go this way. Go this way, please. Okay, that shouldn't be too much of an issue, actually. But this dude definitely needs to go the other way. Come on. Why do they have to be so difficult? Why? Mr. Cow. Tell your friend to conform, please. Tell him to conform, or I'll use brute force. Next step of the task. We've got the cow in the boat. And I've done a few tests in a test world. I don't think you take full damage in a boat, but this could go terribly wrong. Here we go. He's safe. Awesome. Yes. That is exactly what we're looking for. And then we can take him into his compartment. There you are, cow. Get used to this, get used to the atmosphere and the surroundings here, because you're going to be here for probably the rest of your life. And let's go grab his friend. All right then, guys, let's take a quick look at how this farm is intended to function. And then we can just get on with doing a lot of the building off camera, because as I say, these are the complexities. I like to do them on camera so that you guys understand what's going on. And I think for now, we'll just do something like that. We should be able to jump it, but the cows, I believe, should be trapped in here. All right, so let's break the boats, but be careful. Don't want to destroy our prized possession cows. Got it. Perfect. Okay, so as I say, let's have a little demo of how this works. We need to be a little bit careful though. So we're going to open the trapdoors in this 3x3 here. Now, players can in fact fall through this gap. So of course you need to be a little bit cautious when opening them, but the cows cannot. So what we can do is breed the cows. They will make a little baby. And then once the little baby moves around a little bit, which should happen. Come on, baby. Do some moving. And there you go. You saw the baby drop through. And he will now be trapped down in this area, where he will grow up to become a ready for slaughter, fresh piece of meat for us to eat. Leather, everything, you know? Everything a cow has to offer, he will become down here in this pit with the cow overlord watching his every move. Okay, so I changed my mind. I changed my mind. And the reason why is because a few clips ago, I said something along the lines of, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Hocus, why did you do this? Why did you make it 3 wide? You could have had a single line of trapdoors, controlled it all by redstone. And I know I could have, but we're going to stick to the manual life for now. And I've been thinking about it. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. So I just went ahead and we switched from the 3 wide to a single block wide. Done it on both sides, and I've got 2 cows over there also. And I set up this simple circuit. So what it does, we hit the button, it will open all of the trapdoors, and roughly 25 seconds later, they'll all close again. So I'll give you an explanation as to how this works. So our input here, the button, feeds into an etho hopper clock, but this etho hopper clock is slightly different from a regular one. So instead of using 2 sticky pistons, we've got a single sticky piston here, which is accepting the input. And then on the other side, we've got a regular piston, so that instead of this hopper clock switching back and forth, it will simply switch back and then wait for another manual input. So this piston head will eventually retract, and we'll give it a moment to do so. Okay, we won't give it a moment, but you get the idea. It'll do something like that. Okay, and then every time it's powered, it will send a signal to each of the trapdoors, and all of them will open in sync. And as I say, 25 seconds later, they'll close. So what we can do is, we can breed the cows, hit the button, and all of the babies should drop through. It'll give them 25 seconds to do so, and then it will just reset itself, and it's available for its next use. So as I say, I've done the same on the other side. We've got the inverted circuit, or the mirrored circuit, I should say. It works in exactly the same way. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate this one because... Oh, wait, he's an adult. We can demonstrate it. Hit the button, they all open, and then 25 seconds later, they'll close once more. So, with the design or the technicalities in place, as I always say, function comes first, form comes later. We've got the function in place. Now we can think about designing this room and making it look a little bit more special than it currently does. Because, let's be honest, apart from the mural, it's a bit dry, isn't it? It doesn't look very good at all. Alright guys, first time using the Elytra. Thought I would check them out to get us over to the desert biome here. And we're not too far away from home. If I bring up the F3 screen, we're about 450 blocks out on the X and around 220 on the Z there. So as I say, not too far. Anyway, the reason why we are here is because I want some of the green stuff, some of these guys. I mentioned earlier that I wanted to use some carpets in the cow farm, so I'm going to be grabbing some cacti so that we can make some green dye. Got all the rhymes today. Not sure how many we're going to need. I'm just going to take as much as we can, but I will be replanting, so I'm only going to grab any of them that have grown over 1 block high, and then just replant the bottom block so they can carry on. Did you guys just see that bat? I don't know where he went, but that guy, strange to see them flying across the desert like that. Okay, and we've made a bunch of changes as well at the cow farm, which I will go over once we get back there. So give me a second to grab some more cactus, maybe a little bit of sand as well, because glass is going to be something that we're going to be using more and more often now that we're starting to design the base a little bit. And then, as I say, we'll take a look at the changes to the cow farm and think about wrapping up today's episode. Are you guys ready for it? Are you ready for the grand reveal of the cow farm? Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Huh? You like it? You don't like it, do you? You don't like it? I'm kidding. Obviously, let me know what you think down in the comments. Any changes that may be good to make, but I like the direction it's going in. So on each side, I've added an extra row of trapdoors. These are for us to use to breed the cows. So if I've got some wheat here, we can just go, hello, you two. You eat up, get funky, and then of course once they've had their baby, we can hit the button, baby drops down into the farm below, and we can also do the same on the other side. So of course these are mirrored. We can hop down here, cow 1, cow 2. You have some intimate time together, and I'm gonna wait for the baby to spawn. I think it's there. Hit the button, and off he goes. All right. And then, of course, if we head down into the farm itself, you can see on both sides we've got some pillars, just to look like they're supporting the farm area up there, the mechanism. We've got the five block combo on the walls, which looks pretty decent. I've surrounded the cow mural with some spruce planks. I think that allows it just to stick out a little bit more with the grey border. Pretty cool. On this side, nothing going on just yet, but we'll get to that eventually. And then I have, of course, crafted some green carpet. So the way I wanted to use this was to kind of use it to make it look like we've mowed the lawn down here. You know how when you have those professional professional landscape companies come in and mow the lawn, and then you get the nice lines in the grass. That's what I'm kind of wanting to go for. So I was thinking that we just use some carpet to do something like that. And then, of course, once we are done laying the carpet down, we can actually break some of the blocks and place torches underneath, and you can still walk across that as if there wasn't a gap underneath, and that will allow us to hide the torches under the floor rather than having them where they are right now, which of course does look kind of ugly. Torches aren't the greatest block, are they? So yeah, it would be more beneficial for us to hide those, I think. Now, where did I put that one torch? Let's put the grass back. But as we stand, we really don't have anywhere near enough carpet to get it done. One other kind of conflict I was in was whether or not to have straight lines or to have zagged lines. So I'll show you what I mean by that. And again, something else you guys can let me know about in the comments. Whichever design you prefer, you must let me know. So we could do something like this. So we'll begin with 3 there. Go up by 1, do 3, go up by 1, do 3, and then we can kind of start the pattern again at the back here. So 3, come up by 1, do 3, come up by 1, do 3. And instead of having the straight lines, just have some zigzag lines, some diagonal lines instead. So it looks something like this. I honestly, I think preferably based on what I've seen of the 2 designs, I think the straight lines will look better, but we will get a bit of an aerial view here. All right, let's see. Yeah, we can't really see it too well, can we? But I think the straight lines would be better for us. And then one final idea I did have that I'm not going to play with today, but I was thinking that perhaps instead of having us walk through this system, we could actually lay some tracks down and have a cart that just bounces back and forth. So we kind of sit in the cart with the wheat in our hands, just keep right-clicking, and we should, hopefully, feed all of the cows as we go along the track. But again, that's something to think about for a future episode. Alright then, guys, welcome back to episode 7 for the last time. I hope you've had fun with this one. Once again, it's been pretty good, right? It's been pretty good. We've got this cow farm up and running, just the design work that we need to put in place, and we're almost done with that even, so not far to go. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, please be sure to drop a like down below. That would be much appreciated by myself. Any questions, comments, feedback, all that good stuff, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. I do love to respond to the comments, so if you do leave one, then there is a likely chance I will respond to it, as long as it is something that I can respond to. And finally, if you are new around here, then please consider subscribing. I'd love to keep you around, and of course that will allow you to stay tuned to this series. You can also hit the notification bell to be notified when my videos go live, when I go live, because I do live stream occasionally, and all that good fun. So once again, guys, thank you for being here with me today. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.